Alright, let's talk about the Eagles training camp roster predictions. Now, if you're expecting a straightforward breakdown of who's making the team, hit pause and come back another day. Because here's the thing, this isn't just about names on a list. It's about the story the Eagles are trying to write this season. And trust me, there's a lot more drama here than meets the eye. Let's start with the obvious, Jalen Hurts. Everyone's focused on his new offense, but here's what I think a lot of fans are missing. This isn't just a new playbook, it's a referendum on his entire career arc. If he struggles again under Sean Mannion, does that mean the Eagles start eyeing the next franchise QB? That's the subtext hanging over every rep he takes. And don't get me started on Andy Dalton. A 39-year-old backup who didn't look good in spring. That's not a roster spot, it's a fire drill waiting to happen. If the Eagles keep him over Cole Payton, they're basically admitting they've given up on developing young QBs, bold take. Maybe. But let's dig deeper. The offensive line is where things get really interesting. Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson are studs, sure. But here's the elephant in the room, health. Last I checked, if healthy isn't a sustainable strategy. The Eagles are banking on Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens staying upright. If one goes down, Fred Johnson's suddenly a swing tackle, but wait, wasn't he supposed to be a guard? This feels like a game of musical chairs where everyone's injured. And don't even get me started on Markel Bell. A rookie swing tackle. That's like asking a rookie pitcher to close the World Series. But here's the kicker, if they cut Fred Johnson, they're betting big on Bell. High risk, high reward. Which, honestly, feels like the story of this entire roster. Now let's flip to defense. Jonathan Greenid's supposed to be this savior pass rusher. I'm not buying it. Double-digit sacks. Maybe. But let's talk about Nolan Smith instead. The 2023 first-rounder coming off a lost season. That narrative's been done before. But here's what excites me, Jalix Hunt. Why is everyone sleeping on him? Smith had flashes, sure, but Hunt's physicality fits this defense better. And if the Eagles split snaps between them, honestly, that's a luxury problem. But wait, why are we even talking about a fifth-round rookie as a key contributor? That tells me the front office doesn't think this defense is settled yet. Which brings me to Jalen Carter. The record-breaking extension. Genius move. They locked him in before he could hold out. But here's the thing, Carter's a walking X-factor. If he's healthy, he's a game wrecker. If not, that contract becomes a millstone. And with Jordan Davis getting paid too, this defensive line is either a powerhouse or a headache waiting to happen. Let's zoom out. The Eagles are betting big on upside everywhere, except maybe the secondary. Quinyon Mitchell's an All-Pro. Absolutely. But why aren't we talking more about Cooper DeJean? Slot corner and safety. That versatility is gold in today's NFL. Meanwhile, Kali Ringo's a special teams ace but struggling on defense. That feels like a red flag. The Eagles need him to develop fast, but they're keeping 5 corners. That's not depth, that's desperation. And at safety. Mukuba's a year 2 breakout candidate, sure. But keeping 5 safeties. That's not a strength, it's a sign of uncertainty. Here's the truth, this defense has ceiling, but the floor is terrifying. Special teams. Jake Elliott's coming off 2 down years and they didn't bring competition. That's a ticking time bomb. And Braden Mann's a solid punter, which in NFL terms means replaceable. But here's the twist, the practice squad's where this team's real moves will happen. Elijah Moore on the Broncos practice squad last year. Now he's back. That tells me the Eagles see upside they missed before. And don't forget UAR Bernard. Keeping him on the practice squad with an international exemption. That's pure chess move. They're playing the long game with him. So what's the bigger picture here? The Eagles aren't just building a roster, they're balancing risk and reward in every position room. This team has stars, but the margins are razor thin. If two key players go down, the whole thing could unravel. But if the young guys hit, oh boy, they could be unstoppable. Which brings me to my final thought. Does Doug Peterson's ghost still haunt this front office? Because the way they're stacking these high upside, high risk moves feels exactly like the Peterson era. Same blueprint, different quarterback. What do you think? Drop your takes below, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got a wild ride ahead.